Yeah, that's the nature of T20 cricket. Murugan Ashwin is solid. The two leg spinners, because they understand the history of leg spin against RCB, and you can't complain, it worked. Chris Gayle, I had no idea what to expect. That's why I said at the beginning I was going to keep level. The way that he ended up playing, he was very slow for half of it, but the way that he ended up playing is kind of how he's done his career. He can soak up dot balls initially and then tee off towards the end. He played a very good hand for the team.
Definitely good move, and obviously it seems like RCB fell for it as well. I mean, the fact that they played two leg spinners, obviously keeping in mind the numbers of leg spinners in general and against someone like ABD. When it comes off, it looks really nice, right? There'll be days where your strategies won't come off. That does not mean the strategy was wrong. It just didn't come off. So they need to back themselves and their thought process, which unfortunately Kings 11 hasn't really done that.
Yeah, if it happens again where RCB are up against a team with two leg spinners, because I'm sure if there is that option available to others, it'll happen again. I would want ABD and RCB to trust his greatness and certainly get him in earlier. Regardless of whether you need a finisher, if ABD can spend time at the crease and then finish, it's much better. He's got to trust his greatness. RCB have got to trust his greatness.
I thought ABD, I can understand 7th over, maybe you don't want to overexpose or expose him too early to maybe 8 overs of leg spin. But then Shivam Dube in the 12th over, I think was it 11th or the 12th over, I think that was where you draw the line and say, you know what, ABD is good enough to handle this. And so maybe at times you can overcomplicate things looking at those numbers, but you also at times kind of draw a line and say enough is enough, and let's not look at the numbers now.
I don't think he intended to go that way. I saw him on several occasions trying to get a boundary, trying to get the ball through the infield. It didn't happen. He couldn't adjust as he would have liked to the surface. So to me, there was a lot more intent there than the actual strike rate showed. So no problems. The bowlers were just too good on that surface to allow him to get away today.
With Virat, I think his greatness is you don't even know that he's going at 130, 140. I mean, as you mentioned, 3 boundaries in that 48, but he's still scored at a pretty brisk strike rate, and I think will be one of the top strike rates in this game. I mean, that's his greatness, and irrespective of the surface and all, if the surface is great for batting, obviously you'll see the boundary percentages going up. But again, someone like him, it's not about the boundaries, it's about what he does between those boundaries, which is so important.
Let's look at it the other way. Had they broken up that opening partnership, right? And Gayle had gone in there and had gotten 10 or 12 and then gotten dismissed, people would have been jumping up and down. Why break up a good thing? Now they keep it together. I don't think we can complain because they've gone so well this season. Mayank Agarwal is going like a bus. He is batting so brilliantly that I can see why they did it, and it did work. You can't blame the late finish to the game on what Mayank Agarwal did with KL Rahul.
These are strategies and calls that you take. If when they come off, they look nice. If they don't, see, that's my point. As long as you believe in your strategies, you believe in that philosophy, and the fundamentals are good, I think you just stick with it. I mean, it came off good today, and as I mentioned before, there'll be days when it might not come off. So just stick with it.
I love what he did in the power play with Mayank Agarwal. He got his tempo up to about 145 after he took those 2 sixes. The way that, again, it slowed down towards the back end, I think is not something that I want to see happen too often. I still think he can keep his tempo going without taking risk to lose his wicket.
It was almost the same kind of pace that he played with that we've seen him play this tournament, apart from that RCB game. So he starts off quick, then he kind of comes down a bit, and then again takes off like that 15th, 16th over mark. So I think there is a pattern to this, and maybe this is how he wants to bat. But again, I'm sure they will look back at this game again and say, listen, we can't leave it for that late. So something has to change in those middle overs. Nobody's doubting his abilities. I mean, I think he's one of the best T20, or rather best white ball batsman out there in the world, and he has that ability to kind of effortlessly get to that 140, 150 strike rate mark. So maybe he needs to have a rethink on his strategy or the way he wants to pace his innings.